Aries, welcome to your reading. We're going to do a recap over regarding the channel messages that we received for you. I don't want to time set this, so whenever this resonates with you, you'll be able to use this as a marker, something that you could come back to that will help you, okay? Whether that's interpersonal or whether it's going to assist you in the sense of whether it's events that occur unexpectedly. When we have those tower moments, right? Every tower moment doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing, okay? Sometimes when we decide to choose ourselves, it causes a tower moment. It causes a domino effect or a chain reaction, whether that's whatever boundary that you're establishing, it can affect those who don't want to accept those boundaries. Or it could be the moment that you create a boundary, right? Things start happening, right? The fulfillment of the desires of your expectation, okay? I'm not talking about material things. I'm just talking of referencing to, having successes as we play out our fate, or as we go through our daily lives, right? Or how we have a forecast on how we want a week to play out, or how we want our day to play out. I always say that we are the author and the creator of our day, but we can't control the tower moments that happen unless we've created the tower moment. So we have more control of the end result. Or we sometimes already know um, what will affect us. Like, let's say you end a relationship, you already know it's going to have you emotional. It could be something that was hard for you to do. If it has to do with making certain decisions due to a circumstance or situation, it's like, that's why I said this tower moment doesn't necessarily have to mean that it's a bad thing. So how we were talking about boundaries, the King of Wands, okay? The King of Wands deals with drive, it deals with energy, it deals with fire, it deals with passion, career, all right? It also deals with, how we accumulate directions for ourselves, such as plans, planning out the week, planning on our decisions, trying to figure things out. And sometimes that can take us out of wand energy into air energy, where we can get ourselves caught up in our thoughts. For some of us, we accumulate the two, and some of us sometimes get consumed, right? Get burnt out, or uh, acting in an impulsive way where this tower moment is out of control. It's kind of like, what happened, or like, what's going on? Why is this happening? Also, with wands, again, it could deal with work and not so much career. Well, it does associate with two, okay, of having to make decisions. Also, it deals with travel, okay, whether that's coming in, coming out. And that can be in regards to people coming towards you, people walking away from you, or, there's this sense of distance. But it all bases off of decision making, which is air energy. So we want to be very mindful here. That's why I feel like it's very important to make decisions moving forward. Just one moment, Barry. So yeah, Aries, it's not easy, and the reason why I wanted to recap on the channeled energies that we got at the beginning of the month, and the reason why I'm not stating that what month this is because I want to make sure that everyone, this is more so about like a collective, because sometimes people are in your house, and your house deals with will, it deals with force as well. It also deals with, putting yourself first as well, Aries. So I want to make sure everyone has the tools that they can utilize to push forward, right? Gathering up your strength. And it's not easy, especially those of you who are tarot readers. It's like you have to separate personal with your gift. And sometimes I commend those of you who are able to push through and show up and work and, be pillars within the spiritual community to help others, because it's not easy to gather up if you don't have that strength, right? But some of you, it's not that you don't have support, right? It's the fact that you no longer want that support because you know what comes with it. And it comes with those tower moments, right? So by you creating those boundaries, healthy boundaries, it's more so it's ongoing tower moments to make you bend, make you be confined to a situation that you haven't created, okay? So what we're going to do is go over we're going to do an energy recap. Most High, thank you so much for blessing me with the gift of intuition as an intuitive reader. Allow this reading to bring clarity, understanding, and confirmation for Aries moving forward. Okay, it's like we can say what we want to do, right? Example I can give you. The last 7 years ago, my fire energy was on point. It wasn't just about being strong because I had to be strong. It was just more so I was in the fire energy of I'm not going to give up, right? And um, having that mind frame, right? And leveling up in I am not going to give up, it's not that it caused more tower moments, it just caused some more tension, confliction, my view versus your view, or you're being difficult or not difficult, you're not being conformed to an environment, or people who are also controlling, okay? And that time it was more so of family issues, which are ongoing, but I'm more stronger than I was then. But the fire energy that lacks now, it's not the same. It's more so of my soul looking for a more dominant strength that can assist me. So for some of you, when I say it's easy said than done, it's kind of like, say you say you're going to do this today and you end up not doing it due to certain stressors, okay? So the first energetic release that we had pulled was the return here, okay? This return definitely deals with the synchronicity of 33 threes, and that deals with communication, receiving messages. It also can deal with siblings, but for the most part, it's definitely associated with Gemini's house, and it's more so of sources of love and wisdom, right? And that sources of love, it's nearby, but we can't see it, we can't touch it, we're unaware, and it's like we need to look at the bigger picture and have a bigger perception, and we'll get to that, okay? Because that's one of the energies that was pulled, okay? So with this return, it's about a new story. It's about you decide, meaning the choice belongs to you, right? Um, And it's also giving me the Page of Cups, more so of what you see, what you feel is not being precipitated. It's not being respected. It's not being seen. And that's why I needed to do this energy recap for you. because what you have to offer is not being it's not being given in return, whether it's a fake promise, right, or someone wearing a false mask. Okay. And sometimes, just all honesty, if you're doing your interpersonal work, it's this revelation or something that's being revealed to you, that there's certain aspects of yourself, Aries, that you would need to change so that your Two of Cups will no longer be toxic. Because this Russian tarot here, it deals with all toxicity. Okay. It deals with controlling energy. It deals with death and rebirth. It deals with things that are uncomfortable, the things that, we say we will never do to someone that we love or care about. It also deals with tit for tat. It also deals with, because of certain things that's happened within our lives, it makes us become cold. So then we no longer offer a cup, right? It's more so I'm going to take, right? All because of an experience that we've had that has caused us to be cold and not have a certain emotion or not feel a certain way, or this act of being careless. And that's just not true. It's more so of a boundary that's being misunderstood. Okay. So, and also this return deals with alignment and that things are coming together. So when you are experiencing tower moments, it's just more so of orchestration that's happening that we don't understand, whether it's ourselves or with people involving with people, whether it's family, friends, co-workers, platonic relationships, and therefore. So some of you Aries, breaking this down with the return, it's like meeting yourself again. Okay, some of you it's a new version of yourselves. Others of you it's meeting your most toxic self and saying, am I going to ride this out till the wheels fall off and I'm going to be who I am? And that toxicity could be the judgment of others. For some of you, you are realizing certain features of yourself that no longer serve you. Okay. So for some of you, Aries, you have a new story. Again, you are the author and the creator of your day, your week. You can create your forecasts, but we can't. Sometimes we're responsible for tower moments, or sometimes there's unexpected tower moments. Like, for instance, what I can tell you, what I realized within a pattern area is that the moment that I say, okay, God, I'm going to separate my personal life, I'm going to separate the way that I feel and what's playing in my mind at this time, and I'm going to jump online and I'm going to do my work, because my gift is to help others. Because it does suck, right? When there's support and it's not the support that you need, because that support always has something attached to it that either breaks us down, but it's a learning lesson that causes us to grow and go into a new level and a new phase. So for some of you, it's a new story of you having this realization that you have more control. And it's about what you want. What do you want your story to look at? So some of you are preparing. If you have not done, it's kind of like making a visionary board, right, on how you want the future to look, and a visionary board on how you want your day or your week for the outcome. Others of you, there is a sense in pertaining to the return of you realizing that the choice is yours. It belongs to you and no one can take that from you. Others of you are in a space where you don't feel like you're in control, and there's a sense to create a plan to take that back. Basically getting your power back. For some of you, you're going to demand it back, and it causes a terror moment, but it creates an alignment with the Three of Pentacles. And not only does it create an alignment, it sets a boundary that serves you. Now, speaking about alignment in this return, let me face this to you. It's about you seeing this new version of yourself, or having this hope. You see what you want, whether that's, how you bring perceived, the things, material things that you want in life, or knowing the material things that you need to be able to have a fire energy that makes you feel good. Okay. And it could be simple things like, a new shirt, a new pair of shoes, and it gives you this fiery energy where, there's this barrier, this boundary that can't be penetrated. So it's like those who For instance, for some of you Aries, if you realize that a pattern, like when you're in a good space and you're happy and you're smiling, you're having a good day, and then someone's trying to create a tower moment, and with your boundary it stands, it's like it empowers you more. Others of you Aries, you haven't got there yet. It's like the moment that you're happy, something happened, a tower moment. But now that you're able to recognize certain patterns, and it could be people, right? Because you're happy, then someone is a bully and they come bother you, right? Just because they feel like they can. Now, pertaining to it's coming together, it's just like now it's more so of a give and take, right? You've tested the waters. You've given all that you have, and pertaining to your energy, not material things. It's just more so like you have nothing else to give. So you have this Four of Pentacles here, right? But there is a sense of you needing to celebrate yourself, because I feel like some of you are no longer in a traditional thing. It's like some people say it's breaking curses. Others of you is just breaking patterns, okay? So this is one of the energies that we pulled for in the beginning of this time, because I'm trying to prevent myself from saying the month, because I don't want it to be time stamped for those when the time is right when you come to this reading. So we have looking at the bigger picture here. And sometimes we have to have those tower moments to find out what aspects of ourselves that we need to work on, our relationships with others, and getting straight to the point. But that can also cause tower moments, because we have to accept, Aries, that some people don't want to change. And if it's you, Aries, that you're like, I accept myself for who I am, then there is a success. It is. It's like, this is how I am, this is how I'm going to be, and I'm not going to change. I'm happy in life, I'm comfortable with myself. And it's not your job for others to look at the bigger picture. But there's this sense of the fire energy that you have to implement, so that there can be a sense of understanding when it comes to communication. Okay. And that's the key, communication. And we communicate differently. So moving forward, so we have the big picture. For some of you, this key is you, right? For others of you, it's communication. Others of you, Aries, it's boundaries. And things start falling into place. It's like you have to let go. You got to let go. Okay. Other channel energy that we had was a Buddha wisdom was, it says, in birth, decay, death, sorrow, and turmoil, Aries, by the seer of the ultimate reality with faith and serenity. This is definitely giving the Page of Cups, of you being able to see things that you are unable to communicate. For some of you, you are communicating what you see and what you feel and what your experience is, but it's coming off as you being weird or difficult, causing conflict, which causes that tower moment. But it's not that. It's just your truth makes people see features of themselves that does not serve them, that are not good. So if you're feeling like this sense of an alone space, which majority of you Aries, I'm really talking to the empathic, introvert Aries. Okay, at this time, I'm not really talking about the Aries who you are who you are unapologetically, and there's no changing that. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to those of you who die daily and you're being hard on yourself, because even though you're Aries, that's not your main chart, okay? I really don't know too much about birth charts, but take a look into that so that you can kind of really know where your main energy is, so that when you do when you take out the time, when time permits itself, when you are looking at readings, you're not looking at action that's towards you. Because some of you, your zodiac sign is actually your sun, moon, or rising. It's all about the action coming towards you. So it's like people that's actually in your energy, Aries, okay? And you're actually reviewing the reading of the actions of what's happening towards you. It's like a quick preview of what is to come are in regards to the past, okay? This definitely is a death and a rebirth here, and pertaining to in birth, decay, death, sorrow, turmoil. Be the seer of the ultimate reality with faith and serenity, okay? Um, and that seer is definitely being able to have this bigger picture and being able to see things that other people's don't relate to, or they refuse to relate to. Some people don't. For those of you who are introverts and empathic Aries, some people want the old you. They don't want the new version of you, because this new version of you makes them see what they need to change within themselves. And then if you're having a difficult time and complications with a support system, or even encouraging yourself, there's a sense of this energy that surrounds you where you may feel like a failure, or you may feel like giving up and surrendering to something that feels more like a confinement mentally. It can make you feel ill. It can make you feel down. It can cause depression. It can cause anxiety. And that's why I needed to do this recap, Aries, so that I can help you. Okay? Because the last thing, it's like we can go see a counselor, but at the same time, they're doing their profession, their job, and they're trying to look at the bigger picture because you're the key, right? But sometimes there's a lack of understanding when you're telling someone the root of something, and sometimes that can come into as misery loves company. And I don't feel that you are miserable, those of you who are introvert and empaths, Aries. Okay, again, I'm not talking to the Aries where you're in your energy and you know who you are and you don't plan on changing for nobody. And if there is a change that you recognize, you're going to do it for you and not because of someone else. Okay. So it's like repentance, right? You ask for forgiveness, and then some of you feel good again, and it just took that time to take out the moment to just say, you know what, I forgive myself for allowing certain things to happen. I forgive myself for not sticking up for myself. I forgive myself for settling. I forgive myself for allowing people to take advantage. Yeah.
It's cute. Is this cute that I have one?
Yeah. Is that a PJ?
No. It's just like.
Where are you going?
No. Well, actually, I probably am getting this one. I got you a Christmas gift too.
Oh, thank you.
I got you two.
Thank you. Is that pink?
Yeah.
Are those pink?
No.
Oh yeah, that's cute.
This is just cute. Is it cute little outfit?
Yeah, I like it. Right. And you got the pink socks too? It's gonna be cold.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna be inside though.
Okay. Right. You got leggings or anything?
Actually, I did. If that's cute, yeah, I'm sorry. Come on, look, Lucky.
Okay. And so for some of the Aries that are empathic and introverts, it's just more so accepting your depths, accepting parts and aspects of yourself that you no longer want, and are accepting change. Okay, because being an empath is actually the best element ever. Because someone who lacks emotion and lacks feeling, it's more so there's a loss within, right? I have a song, and the lyrics is basically, you know, I said something about trying to find my soul. I didn't say I saw. Well, okay. The lyrics is like, everybody knows, drinking my soul, trying to ease the pain in the world when confused. It's more so like I'm not trying to find the old me. I'm trying to find this sense of, a connection to where I no longer want to meet again, of having to experience that again, right? A certain event that occurred in my life in the past, where selling my soul was basically I allowed someone to break me down and take advantage. And so finding myself again takes strength, it takes courage, it takes bravery. So Aries, you're not alone. And for some of you, you're like, well, where is my soul tribe? Where is my soul family? This could be an example. This is a resource that you can come to know that you are not alone. Okay. Now understand, as a collective, when channel messages are being channeled and released, every reading may not resonate with you, but there's this sense of not feeling like you're alone. Okay. Um, let's see. Oh, someone wants to know, does narcissist sold their soul? Um, if I was to give my opinion, yes, they're soulless. Because one point in their life, they vowed to something, right? For an exchange of pleasure or an exchange of material things. Now, for those of you who have narcissistic family members or have experienced a narcissistic relationship, it's a past, ex experience, you may have adapted certain narcissistic traits. It does not mean that you are a narcissist. It means there's certain aspects of yourself that you sold, right? And and the fact that you're aware, because narcissists are not aware, they do not feel, okay? So there is a sense of you making it right with yourself, for the most part, creating boundaries. And it can be difficult. For some of you, it's just speaking up for yourself, right? Like for me, one of the difficult aspects that I have, Aries, is, the touch. I don't want people to touch me, you know? And there's certain people that God specifically has told me, no, don't, because they've showed me that certain people do dark arts, right? Because they feel like they can get away with certain things, but they have another thing awakening. There's a huge shift that all of us, whether we're doing good or bad, are going to get hit with. So no one is exempt. But what's going to hit harder are those who were forewarned many of times. But because some of them that are aware that they've sold their souls, right? They don't care. And I would hope that they do, because when it comes to the spiritual realm in the underworld, oh, it's vicious. It's worse than seeing, a movie that has a gore and violence and all the most horrific things that you can see that will be detrimental and harmful and painful. It's darker than that. So imagine, when you have experiences with dark entities, and you have to call your power and say, no, go back where you came from, when you step into your power of being a child of God. And that comes in different forms. So whatever your belief system is, at the end of the day, it's one. Okay. We have free will to use, as musicians. We're all musicians. Okay. We can be musicians of the tongue. Some people are addicted to saying mean things, bullies, to hurt people. That's musicianship, the power of the tongue. So let's move forward, because we're going left with this. We have blessings here, understanding that you're blessed and highly favored. And it says here, when you turn it over, what I love about this is that it's a flower and it has petals. It gives me more so of the woman in the red dress or the man who wears red, right? More so of a red flag as well. There's a mystery within this. Are you going to unfold your true self moving forward? Because this energetic recap, it could be referencing to right now of making that commitment of change, acceptance, perception, are what is to come. So it says blessings, Aries. It says you are being showered with light. Your creativity is being stirred, activated, and set alight. An endless stream of a rainbow color stems from your heart. So It's not the fact that you're a bad person if you're an introvert and an empath, because I'm not talking to, again, the Aries who, ain't no change in you. And that's not a bad thing. If you want to be in your dark rebel self or your light rebel self, okay? This is not a judgment channel, okay? We all have our roles, but we have free will to decide what roles we want to play in life and what roles we want to be in other people's lives are with our connections moving forward. So with this blessing, it's like you need to look at the bigger picture, whether that's creating a new story with this return, whether that is you finally making the choices of your own decision instead of someone else making decisions for you. Because some of us, we've been so used to receiving help that now that we are finally in a free space to do what we want to do, we actually don't know how to. Right? If we write it down, we could be like, okay, well, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And then when it's time to do it, we can get bombarded by a tower moment, right? Whether that's depression, sadness, disappointment, not getting our way. But there's a sense of knowing with this return that the decision is yours and taking value to that. Others view this blessing as an alignment. And what I love about this blessing is it's giving me more so of an eye, okay? And then it's like someone's perspective on how they look at the bigger picture, whether that's people, places, or things, or with people within places, not being judgmental. Aries, you try to look at the greater good out of anything, especially when tower moments happens. It's more so that statement of, oh, everything happens for a reason, you know? So let's go ahead and clarify the return, the big picture. And this is more so of a death and rebirth and blessings. Some people think that tarot is demonic, and some people think church is demonic. I'm not here to prove no point to no one. I just know I'm being called to my gifts, and that's false. Okay? This is like someone walking up to you, Aries, and saying, you ain't shit. That is demonic. That's demonic. Okay? There's something about fallen angels. There's an Aries that's a fallen angel. I'm hearing that it's the one that doesn't care. Okay, the return, we have the title here. Okay, you have more control than what you realize. And there's more so embrace the fact that you feel, embrace the fact that you have tears. Okay, there's, okay, that's what it is. Thank you. The Aries who lacks soul, the reason why they're giving you a hard time, or the reason why, because remember, Aries, there's other zodiac signs that's in your energy. And some of you are Aries, but that is not your sun, moon, and rising. Okay, sun, moon, and rising deals with action towards you. So some of you are reading your Aries reading, and basically you're just reading zodiac signs actions towards you. So that's another way that you can look at things too when you're watching or listening to readings. Okay. We have the title card here. So, that's what was being said. The soulless Aries. The reason why they are destructive, right, is because they're mad because they don't have the empathic essentials of a gift, right? Because we all have it when we're born. Okay, it's just the alignment of people, places, or things that are aligned to us in our journey here on Earth. So with this title card, there's an Aries that is upset because they can't feel, they can't cry. And if they do cry, it's an angry cry. They actually really don't feel. They're false tears that fall. Okay. Bottom of the deck, working your way up to the top. Okay. So with this blessings, this is saying the universe has your back. The universe has something for you. You're blessed and highly favored, Aries. Okay. I really don't always say cross watcher, because when it's being said as a cross watcher, it feels negative, as if you're being nosy, and that's not what it is. So if you're another zodiac sign and you're watching and you have Aries in your chart as your sun, moon, and rising, understand that if you're having difficulties with joy and happiness, it's definitely, that's what that Ace of Pentacles is that's coming in for you. Whether that's connection with people that are not giving up on you to assist you to maintain joy and happiness. Some of you are so deep in depression, right, where it's pulling people away from you, is because the universe, our God source, doesn't knows that there is no longevity in those relationships. It's always going to be conflict, because the moment when you are tapping into happiness and joy, those people come in to disrupt you, because it's like, why are you happy? You're not supposed to be happy, and they get off. That's why they're called vampires. Um, um, energy suckers, whatever you want to call them. But what I love about this Six of Cups here, with this big picture, because 23 breaking it down to 5 and accepting the Six of Cups is a big thing, and I feel like you are the key. Okay, it's just, finding a way to look at the bigger picture. And I know some of you Aries, I'm just going to say all zodiac signs, we have moments where, when things are not going accordingly, and we look for answers, right? Um, and then when things are going accordingly, it's kind of like you don't have time. So there is a sense of needing to keep yourself open, so that even when things are coming in that are good, are being reflected of a of your five senses, your taste, touch, feel, your hearing, and your sight, where it's all balanced. There is a sense of grounding. And I feel like that's what that grounding, it's like whatever you were doing when you were down, or whatever you were doing after a tower moment that caused you to gather up your strength and take life by its reins, right? And instead of accepting salt to make you drink what doesn't serve you, emotions that don't serve you, or people being in control of how you're supposed to feel, it's like ground yourself, right? It's like, don't stop what you were doing when things weren't going accordingly. What did you start? What was your new routine, right? Behind the scenes, that caused you to get back on track, that caused you to have new drive, that fire energy, that caused you to have a whole new perspective, to cause you to look at a situation that occurred differently. Okay. So, and then there's that fire energy, eight of wands. Let's go ahead and we're going to pull an empath oracle, and then we're going to shed light on your reading. Okay. For those of you who are new to Spiritual Guide and Light, welcome. As you can see, this is a new channel, so make sure that you subscribe so that you can be a part of the success and growth of this channel. Thank you. For those of you who have returned, welcome back to SGL Spiritual Guide and Light. May you find the clarity, confirmation, and understanding that you seek or need. Before I pull this Exploring Empaths Oracle, what I want to do is do the recap from the messages that we got from the return, big picture, Buddha's wisdom and blessings. Just give me a moment. I want to find it. Let me see. Fire signs. Your inner goddess that was pulled was, it says, the power that has always been within you. And within this big picture, some of you guys are realizing that you have more power. And then it's like, if you're insecure, you're realizing the insecurities were not yours. Okay. Let me find it. Excuse me, I'm growing. All right. Where is that? Okay, did we do the energetic messages before ahead of time? I think we did. You know what? I think we did that on the podcast. That's why I don't have any notes here. Okay. So we're just going to go with the flow, Aries. And if you're not an Aries, make sure you put in the comments of what zodiac signs you are so that I can know the alignment of which zodiac signs are within Aries in your chart. Because for some of you, it's, you're dealing with the Aries and you're trying to, make better of a situation, or you're trying to be the bigger person. You're definitely a strong person because there's a lot of signs where it said release. Okay. And I am a true believer of working out relationships, but after you work out a relationship, whether that's family, friends, colleagues, co-workers, it's like there's a breaking point and a stopping point as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull an empath oracle. All right, what messages do you have for Aries? All right, what message? I'm going to shuffle these up really good, Aries. So if you need to, step away or take a break, you're more than welcome to, because you have free will, you have choice. So I'm going to shuffle these up for 2 minutes, okay? So, and definitely share your story so that you can be a beacon of light to someone else, because we can all have a certain area in our lives that are in common, but the experience, everyone can't get up out of depression. Everyone can't resolve sadness. And some of you resolve it in the moment that someone triggers you against, it takes you back there, or basically you're reflecting on what was done. And whoever you are, where you're telling someone what they've done to you and they care less and are not paying you any attention, it's like, where's the stopping point? Where is the give and take? Because this Roshan-Let tarot, this Two of Cups is a toxic cup. So, what messages do you have for Aries? So at 45, we will pull your empathic oracle, Aries. I have to accept, Aries. There's so many different harmonies within myself, but sometimes I don't know how to balance those out. Basically, I have a lot of personalities, and it has nothing to do with being bipolar. It has to do with there's different characters within myself that bring me, and there's a sense of trying to find a balance of which character within myself works for me, so that I can be prepared if there is an unexpected tower moment, so that I can be prepared for a disappointment, so that I can be prepared for someone who's controlling. Because some of you get in a happy place, and you deal with people who are territorial. They want all the shine. They want all the energy. They want all the recognition. Okay. So, all right, let's go ahead and start. What message do you have for Aries? Yeah. All right. Hold on. I don't know if I'm going to take it. We have opening to dreams and visions. Hold on. And then we have trusting destiny. And then let's pull one more. So we have 28, opening to dreams and visions, breaking it, simplifying it to 10. That's also confirming, someone can turn it off and on. It's like today you can feel motivated and tomorrow you may not. You can wake up feeling motivated and a tower moment happens and it takes you back to zero. That's okay. Don't be hard on yourself. All right. We have trust destiny too. This is involving, people. And this Two of Cups in the Russian tarot is toxicity. So it's like there is life where toxicity doesn't exist when it comes with relationships. Everyone has to experience tower moments in order to grow. And every tower moment doesn't have to be bad. A tower moment could literally be the moment that you say, you know what? I'm not accepting no phone calls today, right? It causes a tower moment in other people's lives. And so then you get backlash from it. But it's more so like, no, I'm busy at this time. So it could be simple as that. We have 34, conquering social anxiety. Okay, breaking 34 down into 7, which is letting me know, and I want you to know, Aries, that it's victory. All right, so let's go ahead and read opening to dreams and visions. And what I love about empath energy and introverts is that you guys are natural creators, you're natural visionaries. So this may pull to you differently than how I look at it. You have a different perception of how you look at things. And that's what's the key to things, is you have a gift, right, of seeing good out of anything. People, it could be the worst person and you can look at them good and you can treat them good, and you're one of a kind. And some of you get tower moments because of that. Don't worry about that. Your blessings, you're going to be rewarded for that. Okay. I'm hearing spiritually and in the earthly realm. So 28, let's go ahead and read that for you, Aries. And I was being told to do every zodiac sign recap energy. And I'm like, goodness gracious. I still got to get to the next 72s. All right, Aries. So opening to dreams and visions. It's be prepared for dreams if you haven't had them yet. Don't, if it's a dream that's terrifying and you wake up in sweats, the only thing I'm being guided to tell you is it's not you, it's someone else. Okay, so hopefully that can ease, your environment, ease your mind, okay, in spirit. All right. Start looking into like, what certain things in your dream. For others of you, you're going into a new upgrade. The moment that you realize that you're in the dream, you can control the situation. So try to remind yourself, once you have that moment of realizing that you're dreaming, take control. Okay. And you can also explore the powers that you have within. Okay. I'm also being told to be mindful if you see an ex, a family member, and if those, an ex or a family member, if they're ones that have called tower moments in your life or had some sense of stagnation that does not serve you, be mindful, because it could be someone else who has the gift of the art of infiltrating people's dreams. It's kind of like, okay, say your ex thinks you like someone, they will infiltrate your dreams because they have a gift where they know how to infiltrate dreams. And so they will mock themselves as the person who they think that you like or that you have a connection with, just to see how far you would go in the dream. So be mindful of that as well. Pay attention to symbolism, okay? And literalism. Let's see what literalism is, because I'm thinking that's more so of knowledge that by free will, we look up ourselves, being competent, literal manner, assent. That's literally, hold on, literalism. Come on. Literalism, it means the interpretation of words in their usual and most basic sense. So it's time for you to keep things simple. It's giving me work smarter, not harder, as well as with your thoughts. Okay. It says here, the world of dreams and visions have entered the figure in this picture. The boundary between dreams and reality have been abolished. The world of magic has found an access to the individuals depicted. Fix, fix mental structures have given way to a fluidity of thought that enables them to access the magic of imagination at any time. All right. The deeper meaning to this opening to dreams and visions, it says every person is skilled in different ways, Aries. This is a part what makes humankind so beautiful. Those of us who are highly empathic tend to be more open to abstract symbolism, which is why we are natural artists, thinkers, and visionaries. Visions can come in numerous forms for some, this is a divination of which there are innumerable methods, and for others, this comes more naturally during sleep and deep meditation. Others of you, it's literally the moment that you're still. When you're still, you're able to see white clouds, you're able to see orbs, you're able to see dark figures, you're able to, it's like slowing down time and being able to see everything that's happening, you know? It's like looking at a live tree and you're able to see what kind of tree that is, not the identification of the tree. I can't say too much, but it's just more so looking at birds differently, how you're communicating with the sky, and things like that. Let's go ahead and move forward. Aries, we have trusting in destiny too. Okay, let's go ahead and go there. Oh, as a suggestion, Aries, for the opening to dreams and visions, this card is encouraging you to more deeply explore the world of dreaming and psychic vision. Okay. All right, so let's go to trusting in destiny. Okay, understand this. That's what I was saying, Aries, and I'm not talking about the Aries whom you are not changing for anyone. You've accepted you for who you are, which is not a bad thing. I'm talking to the introvert and the empathic Aries. And just as a recap, for some of you, you have Aries in your chart, and that's your sun, moon, and rising. And others of you, you're watching and listening to um, tarot, and it's the action towards you. Okay, it's not you; it's the action towards you. So, trusting that empathy is a sacred gift. I didn't even say that again, Aries. Trusting that empath, that you trust that you being an empath is a sacred gift. Okay, you feel. Okay, there's a lot of people who don't feel, and they cause tower moments in your life because you make them see what they lack, and they can tap back into it, but they just don't want to do the work. Some of them think that they've done so much wrong that they've settled with just selling themselves short. So, all right. It says here, destiny is a difficult term because it implies that everything is running on its proper course and that the universe is unfolding exactly how it's meant to be. I'm being guided to stop there. And then we're going to look at conquering social anxiety. Okay. All right. I heard blessing in disguise. All right. All right. It says here, Aries, social anxiety is the worst, and empaths are no strangers to the experience because we are constantly absorbing emotional energies, both observed and unobserved. It's all too easy to become overloaded in social situations without necessarily understanding why. This social experience that scientists recognize as emotional contagion, no, goodness gracious, contagion, okay? Um, and let's look that up because first of all, I want to know how to say that word. I'm definitely a person, when I don't know something, I got to find out what it is. It says emotional contagion is a form of social, I can't even say the word. First of all, let's figure out how to say the word. Um, goodness gracious. How do I say this? Hold on. It says the communication disease from one person to another by close contact. Contagion. Huh. And I was way off. I said contagion. It says a form of social contagion that involves the spontaneous spread of emotions and related behaviors. So yeah, and I was talking about that, Aries, about how I'm going through this um, spiritual battle where I don't want certain people to touch me. So it's kind of like be mindful of that, especially if you're in good spirits. Okay. Um, it says, do you ever catch your own self looking at the same direction as a person you're talking to, or scratching your chin when the other person does? This social contagion, when it comes to the emotional realm, it's a well-known fact that people catch the emotions of others in a daily life. Those who identify as empaths do this to a much higher degree than the average person, which can lead to an increase to social anxiety if we do not take proper precautions. Okay. Others of you who are not understanding, it's kind of like looking at someone and they yawn and you yawn. That's letting you know that you not just you're paying attention to that person, you're energetically connected to that person. So if that person had some horrific things happening in their day, it's like your soul is saying, I'm strong enough to take their burdens. So now this person is free, and now you're experiencing things where it's making you feel like, why me? Type energy. All right, let's go ahead and move forward and shed some light on your reading, Aries. All right, let's shed some light. I'm going to shuffle these. Thank you for the light. I highly appreciate it. Thank you. We're going to, I'm going to shuffle the secret language of light. We're going to shed light on your reading, Aries. And I'm going to shuffle these cards to 62 right now. We're at 59 minutes. So once we hit an hour and 1 minute, so it'll be 101, I will shed light on your reading. So how this is going to go down is I'm going to do everyone's energetic recap, and then I'm going to do your next 72. So that's how you'll see the pattern. So Aries, you're up next for your next 72. And then I will be doing your opposite sign, which is Libra. I'll be doing Libra's recap and then next 72. So that's how it's going to go. I always do the forefront line of the zodiac signs, which is Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, and Virgo. I always do your opposite sign. Okay, so I know some people don't want to hear that, but that's true. That's the forefront of the Zodiac. All right, let's go ahead and pull your, shed some light on your read. Shed light on Aries. So Aries, your opposite Zodiac sign is Libra. If there's a Taurus here, your opposite Zodiac sign is Scorpio. If there's a Gemini here, your opposite sign is Sagittarius. If Cancer, if you're here, your opposite is Capricorn. And Leo, if you're here, Aquarius is your opposite sign. And Virgo, if you're in here, your opposite sign is Pisces. We have expansion here. Okay. 44, breaking it down to 8. Confirming when we're talking about choices and having control of those choices. 8s deal with balance. Now I'm pertaining to 4s. This could be dealing with 2 separate homes. It could be home within as well as your environment within your home. Okay. 4s also deal with it's emperor energy, masculine energy as well. Also a father figure. All right, let's go ahead and look at expansion. Okay. Okay. Aries, a question to write down and really be honest with yourself. It says, what are you putting off because you feel time poor? I'm going to say it again. What are you putting off because you feel time poor? Okay. Meaning, what are you pulling off where you're putting other things different? Are you having a poor mindset that you can't do it, or you don't have everything, the resources to do something? It says, do what you love, time will expand, and your day will flow. Okay, meaning it's going to fall into place, because with this return, it also deals with alignment, but it also deals with your decision. Your decision depends on the alignment that you align yourself with within the day, the week, or whatever, however you want to look at this. All right. Let's go ahead and read this. It says, Aries, you shedding light on your reading. Travel at your own speed and light. Okay. It's very straight point. I thought I was going to read it all. It says, no, travel at your own speed and light. All right. Aries, don't forget love is kind, love is gentle, and that is you. And bye.